Well, I will start off by saying it's an honor to meet you.
Thank you, Dave. It's
The
nice to meet you.
Pride of Big Spring, Texas. Yeehaw!
I love your nose ring. There.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah,
darling. I appreciate
it's
that.
cute.
I can't believe I called you darling.
No, I love it. Are you kidding?
So you were in Houston recently.
2 summers ago, we did the play Horton Foote, who's also a Texan, The Old Friends for the Alley Theater. And so we spent the summer in Houston, and it was hot, man. We were like, that humidity was like amazing.
I love the Alley Theater. And I love, I was going to bring this up later, but I love what you've done on the stage. Of course,
thank
Cats. And Pippin is one of my favorite musicals of all time.
Mine too, yeah.
Love the theater. So
Thanks.
kudos to you for what you've given us.
Thank you.
And now you're giving us Split.
Yeah, well, I'm one of the team. So.
You are certainly a big part of this movie.
Thank
and
you.
You find out you're working with M. Night, who's, I think, one of the best directors out there.
Ever.
In this genre.
Yes.
Any genre, really.
You know, his movie The Visit was the top grossing horror film of 2016. Is that amazing?
And you know how I know that? Because I interviewed him. That's where I met him.
Isn't that amazing?
For that one. But you find out you're in an M. Night movie. Tell me what that's
well,
like.
this is my second film for
Okay.
him. I was in his film The Happening 8 years ago or 7 years ago, something like that. I played the crazy lady at the end who puts her head through the window.
Right.
That scares Mark Wahlberg.
Oh,
And,
yeah, absolutely.
So that was my first experience of working with him. And he's brilliant, and he's funny, and he's a charming, joyous guy who's very, very creative. And it was a great pleasure to work with Mark Wahlberg and Zooey Deschanel. So this past summer, his casting director, Doug Abel, called me and said, there's this film, it's a great role, Betty, and Night really is thinking about you. And I was like, oh, awesome. So I sent in a video of a couple of the scenes, but I didn't know too much about the story, except for what Doug could tell me. And then he calls it, everything's going great, and so they sent me the script, and I was so smitten. I was like, oh my God, it just felt so perfect for me to be able to play. It was right in my bailiwick of skill set as an actress. And so then I had a big conversation with Knight on the phone. He said, oh, by the way, I wrote this with you in mind. I was like, oh my God. So then it all obviously worked out. And then the icing on the cake was getting to work with James McAvoy, who I'm like this huge fan of.
His performance, all y'all's performances in this movie is just amazing. But he just really, did you get confused? I got, I I couldn't believe what he could pull off.
It's amazing. It's truly amazing. Those scenes that he and I have, it was a great joy to get to do work that intensely with this brilliant actor who has such an amazing, I'm using the word amazing about 1 million times, but there's no better word to explain what that experience was. And then fortunately I was on the set the day he shot the scene where his character starts to completely lose it, and one personality goes from the next to the next to the next, and they're all distinctively different characters. I don't know who would ever be able to do that but James McAvoy. And when he finished, in this long take, without a cut, the whole place just burst into applause. It was genius.
I just have to bring this up because it's the first time we met. 8 is enough.
Oh, thank you.
You probably look back at those memories and just fondly and just think, wow, that was just, I love I still watch the show.
It was a great, great time. I was very young. I was 28 years old when I started that show and knew nothing about Hollywood or how to play the game. But Dick Van Patten was a wonderful mentor, and I'm very grateful for those years and that group of people. It was really quite an experience.